Hello.
Hi, I'm so sorry.
Oh my God, you're totally good. Zoom is just so, it's fine. It's literally fine.
We're running a little late. I think particularly we were actually doing so well, and then I had an interview. And long story short, the cops came to my door, so I literally had to pause the interview, because they were asking about something that is very very different, had nothing to do with me. And I very much couldn't be like, sorry, I'm
Yeah.
doing press right now. And I really feel so sad because we were so ahead of it the whole time, and then that happened, and I feel like it's been so behind. So sorry.
So that interview got the tea. They were like, oh great, cop showing up at her house. Like they can
They're like,
clickbait
this
the
is
thumbnail.
great.
They can be like, cops show up at her house.
But it really, totally. I'm like, wait, but don't misunderstand. They're like, oh, interesting.
Not me. Well, I've never heard that in the 2 years pretty much we've been on Zoom. Never have heard that. So
Yeah, same. I'm like that. I thought it was someone delivering, so they knocked once,
yeah.
and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna ignore it. And then they knocked twice, and I was like, who is this? And I'm like, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna get it, blah blah.
Yeah.
Open the door, and I was like, oh hi.
Well, you've had a very interesting day so far, so that's
Yeah.
good. And welcome now to Virtual Young Hollywood. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my God, just so the Royal Treatment on Netflix, January 20th, which I watched the trailer and then I actually watched it, but I think it's genius. Like the storyline, I would, if that was me, I would die. Like I'd be like, this is my life now. Like this is amazing.
Okay, thank you. Love that. I think it's so freaking cute. I think it's so I love it very much. It's very special to me.
Yeah.
I'm also so close to it, so I very much am like, I don't know. Is it good? I have no idea. Am I even good?
Right?
It's really been awesome to hear everyone who has seen it really love it and enjoy it. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Do you think that you'd be able to do hair and makeup for a royal wedding for $50,000? In
Um,
your real life?
to be honest, I definitely had to learn on this acting job how to at least look like I can do hair.
Yeah.
And it's freaking challenging, even cutting hair, right? Like there were the scissors, so you have cutting scissors, hair cutting
Right.
scissors. And there's a reason, with maybe everyone knows this. I did not know this. In hair cutting scissors, there's a little stick, not a stick, but there's a weird jilt on it. I'm trying to show you in my hands what it looks like. There's a reason for that. Like that's where you put. I actually can't even remember now. That's where you put your thumb. That's where it's supposed to be because it's easier to do that, or maybe that's where you're supposed to put this finger. But there was a reason to it that my hairstylist had to teach me when I was cutting Nina's
Yeah.
hair, cutting different hair. So I definitely learned a lot, and I forgot all of it. So at this point, no, I probably would fail miserably. But give me a couple weeks to relearn, and I think maybe let's talk.
You learned a lot. We're learning a lot. So it's great. And
But I
you,
love that I really didn't teach you. I was like the
yeah,
thing on this and the thing, yeah,
I'm just, all I know is thing. The thing? Good. Thing.
exactly. You're welcome.
So you produced this movie too in New Zealand. So you were living in New Zealand for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I could not be more grateful to have been in New Zealand, full stop, just being in New Zealand. But being in a country where they virtually had no COVID in a time where COVID was very
Did it
much
feel real?
it was a culture shock because we could go into bars without masks on. Like no
Yeah.
one was wearing masks because they didn't need to.
Yeah.
For our movie, we still had COVID protocol.
Yeah.
Uh, because we were just extra safe, even though COVID literally did not exist in that city or in the country.
Crazy.
Yeah, but it was just an incredible experience being in New
Yeah.
Zealand and working with our New Zealand crew and most of our New Zealand cast. I mean, most of the movie is New Zealand cast. It's just me and Mina who are not
Yeah.
from New Zealand.
Not
Where
from.
no, yeah. So it was really really special being able to work with them as an actor and being able to work with them as a producer.
Yeah. That's so cool that you did. When did you know that you were gonna like the film was happening and you were gonna be a producer on it?
So I was a producer from the beginning. So
Okay.
essentially, right, producers can work in different ways. It's a role that can mean a lot of things and can
Yeah.
cover a lot of job titles and responsibilities. I am in the category, at least for this film and for Saving Zoe, where I am a control freak. So I do as much as I can fulfill of that role. So
Yeah.
essentially, the script was sent to me and I loved it. And
Yeah.
it was written by the lovely Holly Hester. And we kind of workshopped it a little bit before we sent it to Netflix. And then once we sent it to Netflix and they wanted to do it, then we moved forward on workshopping it even more.
Yep.
And we were gonna film it in 2020, and then we couldn't,
Yeah.
obviously. So from there, once we decided we were still working on it, originally we were going to film in Europe, and that just didn't seem like an idea that
Yeah.
made sense. For us, especially, my mom, sister, and I are very freaked out with COVID.
Yeah.
So we literally, honestly, filmed in New Zealand because of their incredibly low COVID rate. But it turned out to be the best creative decision. It was such a logistic decision.
Yeah.
That was the best creative decision we made, because not only are the people there so talented, the location is so
it looks
stunning.
gorgeous.
I mean, and to be honest, like, obviously Regular Girl meets Prince in
Right.
Amazing Country is a subgenre that, I don't know about you, is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I've seen before, but I do kind of feel, maybe again I'm biased, I do kind of feel like we haven't seen a country like this before. I mean,
no, yeah,
most of the films are, which is what we were going to do, filmed in Europe, which I love Europe, and I would love to film there. But you kind of do feel like these countries look a little similar, look like,
right. You get the sense, yeah.
But my favorite thing is people watch this film and they've asked me, and it's my favorite question, of like, where is Slovenia supposed to be? And I'm like, anywhere and everywhere. I love it.
Well, it turned out beautiful, and you also wrote 2 songs for it. So on top of producing and acting, now you did more songs for it on top of the songs you already have out.
So many hats for this project. So many hats. Yeah, and both songs actually have a really, really different
vibe
and way they got in the film. So Dance With You, the end title song that I did with Gray, that samples Whitney Houston's I Want to Dance With Somebody, which is so cool that I got to make happen. I also just like made my life as a songwriter very easy. Once I knew I could sample that song, I'm like, okay, I mean, like, I can use one of the greatest songs written of all time. Okay, great.
Sure.
Cool. No big deal
at all.
That song came very much of like, I wanted to write a song for the film.
Yeah.
So I was very inspired by the film, by that song. We have, the dance moment in the film and the Uber, and I really wanted to encompass the joy of that scene and the joy of the whole film. So that's where this, idea came from. It's a take on I want to dance with somebody, but it's not I want to dance with somebody. It's I want to dance with someone specific. I want to dance with you.
Actually,
I want to dance with you. And so when Gray jumped on the song, that just also took it to a completely different place, which was amazing. And I released it on New Year's Eve, and it has done the best of any song I've ever released, ever, independent and at a label. Incredible. So I'm blown away by the response. I think it's really perfect where it is in the film. And so I'm so grateful that it works and everyone was into it. And the first kind of hurt, which comes out the same day the royal treatment comes out on January 20th, which I sing on with the incredible Rabel, who I am obsessed with. That song was very different. That song I wrote for my project. Rabel wasn't a part of it at that point. I wrote like the solo version, and it was about my breakup. And I wasn't thinking about the film at all. And it wasn't until the director, was talking to me about one of the scenes in the film and asking if there was a song I had for it, because at that point we had score, which still was quite beautiful with it. Our composer John killed it, but it, we were like, could we have an actual song there, and what would that song be? And I had kind of heard, and I was like, what do you think? And the first verse lyrics were a little bit different because they were very specific to my ex and I. So I rewrote the first verse, and the director was like, I love it. I would love to have also a guy on it, so we kind of get the male and female perspective mirroring Izzy and Prince Thomas. And so it all happened really, really fast, because we were in like the last stages of
Right.
editing for us. So it was a little stressful for sure, to try to find the right, partner.
Yeah.
Somehow we got frickin' Rabel, who I am such a fan of, and sounded amazing. Loved the song. Sounds amazing. I mean, he was about to go on tour. Like, I think he recorded while he was on tour. Just absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And we put in the film and everybody loved it, and it works really great. So I'm really excited for everyone to see it in the film, hear it in the film, and then
Yeah.
hear it by itself. I'm just really proud of that song.
Yeah. And you wrote it about your ex, so do you feel like you're glad it made the movie? Like were you gonna release it anyways?
I think I was. I wrote it for my project. I certainly, I don't know, because I thought this movie was coming out not as soon as it is. I thought it was coming out
Right.
like 2 months. So I probably was going to release some song that I've been working on about, my breakup. But this song, I obviously got pushed to the top of the list
They're
because
like,
it's in the movie. Yeah.
yeah.
But I always loved it. Like, I was going to release this song no matter what. I don't know if I would have released a duet version.
Right.
Right off the bat, if at all. But I could not have imagined being on the song with Rabel. I think if I knew
Right.
from the beginning when I wrote it that Rabel was gonna be on the song, I'd be like, oh, I
Yeah.
would do a duet version. I would just have him have a solo
Yeah.
version. Like, like,
Yeah.
great. So, I mean, having that opportunity was everything. It was incredible. So, um, it is it is strange having such a personal song
In a
be,
Netflix movie, yeah.
yeah, like be
Yeah.
in a film that as an actress, I do really separate from my personal life. So
Right.
that's been a bit,
Gliding. Yeah.
yeah, that's been a bit strange for sure. But I'm really proud of the song. And, the whole point of the song is, when I was going through my breakup, I felt like every breakup song I listened to was very much like, "Ah, I hate you," or
Yeah.
"Ah, like
Yeah.
you suck." Which I totally get. That's super
Yeah.
valid. I understand that. But that was very not my experience. And so a lot of the music, and especially Worst Kind of Hurt, was about
Yeah.
how you can still love someone and feel so connected to someone, and not be right for them anymore.
Yeah.
And it's very painful, that feeling. And that's essentially what Worst Kind of Hurt is based off of. And in a weird way, it works really perfectly for the film. Or at least,
Yeah.
the characters think that feeling,
Yeah.
potentially. You'll have to see the film.
Um,
You already have, so you know.
yeah. But
So yeah,
everybody
I mean, it works really perfectly, but it is quite a personal song, so it's
yeah.
strange for me, for sure.
And then aside from, so say like your personal life, I guess, your personal life, you get thrown in, you are royalty, say in like a different lifetime, you're a princess, whatever. What do you think is like one thing you would make sure you had in your life? Whether it was like someone to put like valet permanently, like, is there one thing that you wish that you had like in your life that you would essentially get in a royal life if you were royalty?
Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my God. I think, okay, so I think I have two answers. One is a bit more like serious, and one's a bit more very what's it called, like out of touch. That I think is exactly what you're kind of saying, of like, what out of touch thing would you do as
Yeah.
well? But I think I very much want to consistently surround myself with people who are smarter than me, and people that I think would help me make decisions as a royal
Yeah.
based on what my royal job is. Some royals
Yeah.
are active in their politics, some aren't. So I think that would be very important to me, to just have like the most educated people and to consistently educate myself
Yeah.
on everything. But I
Smart
think
answer.
the out of touch aspect that I 100% would have is just like, puppies always have to be with me. I always
Yeah.
have to be surrounded by dogs.
Yeah.
That is just a requirement of like, if I'm coming to have tea with you, I will bring dogs, and they will be with me forever, and I will cuddle them. So I think that is for sure on top of my royal list.
Requirement a puppy wrangler. We
Yeah,
need someone always with a puppy.
I really need a puppy, just a puppy, just a puppy person, double P. That would be the job title for sure.
You can't argue with that. Like, you can't be mad at that answer. Like, you can't judge you for that.
I also think puppies just bring joy. For not everyone, but for most people.
But yeah, they do.
Like,
That's their job.
that's their job. And I think I would want to try to inspire joy anytime I went. And how do I do that? Bring puppies.
Bring puppies.
Yeah.
And is there last question, one thing you're looking forward to in 2022 besides like the movie coming out, but in general, like project, personal?
To be honest with you, I feel like this month has everything I have planned for 2022. So I'm a little bit like, what do I have after this? I think for me, especially when it comes to music, I really am working on some of the most personal and I think some of my favorite songs ever. So I'm both very excited and very scared to put out this music. But that is something I'm looking forward to. I am going to be playing some shows. So in 2020, I think I kind of actually did perform the most I have in a long time. I just performed in my house on my keyboard. So actually performing for an audience, I can't remember the last time I did that. So I'm very excited for that. I think that will be really special.
Well, that's awesome. And it's good to be scared because life's not fun if you're not scared. So
life's not fun if you're not. I think that's something that has been a really important lesson for me in recent years. Even especially this year, it's like going out of your comfort zone. As something as like silly as doing an accent for the royal treatment, I was very scared to do that. It was so out of my comfort zone, but I think really pushed me to have more fun and also hopefully be a better actor. I don't know. But especially with music, I think, working through that fear is important, is imperative.
It totally is. Well, you're so nice. You're so, so great.
Oh, thank you. You're so nice. Thank you so, so much.
I'm glad you're not in jail.
I still cannot believe that happened. That was like shocking.
That's
they were lovely. And it was scary as well. So it was all of the feelings.
Good to be scared, right? No.
Exactly, right? Push to the fear.
Yeah. Well, perfect. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you and your time.
Thank you. Have such a great day.